see I brought some items here with me today. I'm going to ask you to take a look at them and think about what they all have in common and what binds these. Take a moment or two, don't have a lot of time. The answer is, each of these items at one point throughout our history was used to clean a person's backside. And today I'm going to be talking about the history of toilet paper. A study by Patrick A. Tolsford of the University of St. Thomas tells us that there is over 5,000 companies around the world dedicated to making toilet paper. That same study tells us that there's a production of 83 million rolls a day, which is equivalent of about 30 billion rolls a year, or 2.7 rolls per second. That's 80% greater than our daily consumption of salt, 63% greater than our daily consumption of milk, and 84 billion more people served annually than McDonald's restaurants. My focus today will be on what came before toilet paper, how we got to toilet paper that we recognize today, and where toilet paper is going in the future. But first, let's take a look at some solutions from a simpler time. You can see I have leaves and sticks. People use stones. People in coastal areas use seashells or coconut shells. The ancient Romans preferred to use a sponge on the end of a stick that they would scrub and then dip in salt water. Probably one of the more sanitary items that I've come across. The French elite enjoyed silk. Vikings like to use wool. Now we see what we have, the ancient ways. Early American methods, according to rrnews.com, were dried corn cobs and the husks, anything that came out of the corn. A lot of, like 80% of the people were farmers, so back then everybody used this. Also, newspapers, any kind of paper item you could find in your house, mail or anything like that. The Farmer's Almanac was a big source of toilet paper, and still today is produced with a hole in the corner so that you could hang it on a hook in your outhouse or your bathroom and rip out it page by page and use it to do your business. But probably the biggest household item that was used to wipe yourself back then was the Sears and Roebuck catalog. Everybody had it, and not everybody was ordering stuff out of it. Most of the time you were using it as toilet paper. Now, MadameTalbot.com tells us that when Sears decided to upscale their catalog to a shinier print, there was an avalanche of complaints from the American people saying, "You've ruined our toilet paper, what are we going to do now?" So Sears and Roebuck came out with a mock catalog called Rears and Sorbutts. This is for real, they totally did this. This isn't the exact copy, this is a replica of it, but they sent this out. It's full of jokes and mock ads, and it was made of people's favorite paper to wipe themselves with. So now that you know what people used before toilet paper, how did we get to toilet paper that we all know and love? According to Nobody'sPerfect.com, Joseph C. Gady of New York started producing the first packaged toilet paper in the United States in 1857. And it consisted of pre-moistened wipes that were treated with aloe, and every sheet had his name on it, and they were called Gady's medicated wipes. Now, rolled perforated paper that we use today was invented by the Scott's Paper Company in 1879, and they were a little shy about putting their name on things. It was kind of taboo, so they didn't put their name on it. What they did was they would sell their toilet paper to a hotel such as the Waldorf, and the Waldorf would put their name on it. And there was a time in our history where when you wanted toilet paper, you went to a hotel and you bought toilet paper from a hotel. Now in 1935, Northern Tissue chimed in and advertised the first ever splinter-free toilet paper. They refined their paper-making process to a point where all the little tiny slivers of wood were no longer ending up in your backside. So we know where we got toilet paper from. But what do we have to look forward to? Going to take you now into the future of hygiene. Firstly, I'd like to show you glow-in-the-dark toilet paper, a novel advancement in toilet paper technology. Gone are the days of fumbling around in the dark during a blackout, or whatever reason you're pooing in the dark. I'm not really sure why you're going to do it, but this can solve your problem for you. Secondly, according to USAToday.com, toilet paper is about to undergo its biggest change in 100 years. They are going to be removing the cardboard roll that you find in the middle of your toilet paper roll. Now, every year, 17 billion of these end up in our landfills, which is the equivalent of 160 million pounds of trash. Now, if you were to stack all of these, 17 billion of them, end to end, it would go for about 1 million miles, which is roughly the distance from here to the moon and back twice. But what if we could go beyond any advancement in toilet paper? What about a future with no toilet paper whatsoever? Take a visit to inventorspot.com and you will find the S400, a completely paper-free toilet system. It's made in Japan, and you basically go in, sit down, and you know this part. You do your business, and then when you're done, where the toilet paper would be, there's a console on the wall. You push some buttons, a wand comes out, has a warm, pulsating jet of water into your special area, cleans it all out. That wand retracts, another wand comes out and blows heated air to dry you off. Finishing the process. When you're done, lift up your pants. That's an important step. You can go ahead and leave. Don't worry about dropping the seat down because it does it for you. And the seat is heated. The future's going to be a great place. So we've gone from leaves and sticks, stones, shells, sticks with sponges on them, to newspaper, almanacs, silk, wool, to toilet paper that we know and love today, to someday possibly not even needing toilet paper. And this is going to be a huge deal considering that the average American uses 57 sheets of toilet paper a day, which comes up to about 20,000 sheets a year. That's a lot of sheet. We're talking about 30 billion rolls a year. So the next time you're in a room like this, and a guy like me is standing here and he puts all these things out in front of you and he asks, what do these all have in common? You can raise your hand and proudly say, people used to clean their butts with those things. Thank you.